All right.
And we are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Footy Fantasy Podcast. And this is probably going to be the last official one of the season where we talk some football. And for this fantastic occasion, we have Prince AY, who I really have to praise your bravery coming onto UEFA Champions League podcast. I mean, I don't know many Arsenal fans that will have the kind of bravery that you just did because you know the bullets that are coming. You just know. But welcome, Prince AY.
Thank you for
Guys,
having me on.
here, guys.
Yeah, welcome. And of course, we have the champion of Europe once again. I don't know how long we have to keep saying this, how many times we have to keep saying this, but welcome also representing Ala Madrid. Campione, Campione. Welcome, brother.
By the way, I just see the title right there. Decimoquinto. It's an A at the end. It's La Decimoquinta.
Aha.
All right.
Okay, how do you pronounce it?
It's
Decimo,
Decimoquinta.
La Decimoquita.
It's 15th. Yeah.
See,
Uh,
this guy, you have us learning Spanish already because you've won so many Champions Leagues. I mean, some of us have won only 5 or 6, and we know how to pronounce it. But then you guys have won 15, and we have to tell you to tell us how to pronounce 15 in Spanish. It's incredible.
yeah, it's just becoming normal, but it's exactly I've been talking to many friends, and it's just the mentality of the team from Florentino all the way down.
All the
It
way down.
I was sharing with some friends that they were interviewing Valverde and also Luka Modric, and they said it's just the mentality of the team that they put you in your head that you all you have to do is win, and win titles, win games and win titles, win all the time, and they both say something that is so true. They say it might sound pretty bad, but I won't doubt it that as soon as we finish the celebration tomorrow, they will come and tell you get ready for the 16th.
Yeah, that's the winning mentality.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but before we proceed more into the review, and of course, I mean, as I can't imagine the feeling of winning 15. To be honest, I mean that's more than double. The nearest club to Madrid is Milan on 7, so more than double number of the next person on the next club on the list. But before we proceed into all of that, I'll just quickly do some housekeeping. And once again, I thank you, Prince AY. Thank you also for joining us today. And I mean, for all the viewers or all the people who are going to comment, our handles are YouTube, Footy Fantasy, all in caps lock, and Twitter handle is at Footy AD Fantasy, and Instagram is at Fantasy Footy. So you can reach us on all of those, and you can also put in your comments as we proceed with this um, podcast today. So I'll give the floor to the Madrid fan first, because obviously the final was just yesterday. So that's what we're going to tackle first. We're talking about Madrid versus Dortmund at Wembley yesterday. What were your thoughts? How did you think it went? And I mean, where do you place this in out of the last 6? I'm going to ask 2 questions. How did you think it went? And out of the last 6, because Madrid have won 6 in a decade, out of the last 6, where do you place this particular one from yesterday?
What was the last question? Where what?
Okay, so Madrid have won 6 of the last 10.
Yes.
So out of that 6, this one you won yesterday, where will you rank it? Would you rank it maybe the top out of the
Uh,
last 6 ones?
the last one is always the best one. And why this one is special? This is number 15. This is rounded, right?
Yeah.
Uh, it's a lot of history in it. Just the fact that Luka Modric and Cross that he's saying bye at the top level of his career with
Mm.
6 championships each one.
Wow.
For two players to say that they have more championships than any other team in Europe, that's big, and that's why the history is bigger. It's just bigger. It's just building up, and that gives the rest of the player. Vinicius Junior even said it yesterday on the interview. After this interview, I want the president to hear me I don't want to leave. I want to continue building titles like those guys. I want to be like that. And that's exactly
Wow.
what they built up. And the same thing, Rodrigo. He confirmed it today. I don't know what you're talking about that I'm going here, here, and there. Who wants to leave a team like this? Who wants to leave?
Mhm.
I'm happy here and I will stay. So that mentality of those guys, Nacho, uh, it's just like seen as a captain and they're asking the same question. And they say, this is the best one because it's my last one. It's the last one that I have winning, and this one is as a captain. So a lot of history in it. So it's
Mm.
so much stuff on it that it's hard to pick one. So you all you have to do is choose the last one because
Yeah, I completely understand. So
crazy.
how do you think the game went? So let's talk about the game, and I'll get Prince AY's input too, because of course maybe half of the whole world was watching the game. Champions League is like the biggest game on the planet, basically, apart from the World Cup, maybe. So how do you think the game went? What were your thoughts on the game? And then we get Prince AY's thoughts on the game too.
How it was won. It's just the way Real Madrid played. I think Ancelotti has a lot of part of this. He prepared games for games, a game at a time. And you can see the game between Manchester City was a totally different game, right? So and a lot of people will say, but they were defending and defending, but that was the way to win the game. Period.
Hmm.
Just
Yeah.
choose to do that because he had confidence on his goalkeeper. Okay, that it was alluding, and he gives that confidence to each of the players of the team, and he gives everyone an opportunity to shine.
Hmm.
Everyone played. Why? Because half of the team was completely injured in the middle of the season, and how he managed to make those guys that are always on the bench for them to feel special and important. Okay, that's the way. It's the way that relationship of Angelotti with his players, that family relationship close together that he had with them, and to give them confidence that whenever they need him, he said, "Hey, be ready because when I need you, I want you to be ready." And that's why they performed the way. Jose, look at it. Who would have think? Who
Yeah.
would think that Joselo was gonna do score a goal, and because of Joselo, we are in the final. Because
Yeah. Two goals.
because of Looney, we're in the final against the other game with Manchester City. So it's just the way they manage. And Madrid is. I already had a confidence that no matter what, we're gonna win this game because usually they all have in the mentality. Real Madrid just don't play finals; they win finals.
Hmm.
When the team have the mentality that they're gonna win something out of this game, their performance is totally different. Always Madrid. Of course, the first half was totally different. It can be a lot of things in conclusion, right? Or that they were probably studying the other team. The other team was just better on the first half. But Madrid never played like that in the first half in history. You can watch the
Hmm.
whole entire season and you can see every time they come back from halftime, it's a different team.
Hmm.
And the moment they tasted the Dortmund start weakening around 65, they start pushing. You saw cross. I mean, thanks to the goalkeeper, you see the free kick, the cross.
Yeah.
That goalkeeper, literally, that was two extra goals right there that we missed. And how many times we missed them too? So I think that they are prepared to play those last 30 minutes, 25 minutes, and when they perform, and
Mm.
they simply good, and they're not just 11 inside. The whole entire team is good.
Yeah. Yeah. They have the
But
squad. Yeah.
because because the Angelotti mentality in them, in the relationship they got with them. I
All
mean,
right. But, oh yeah, well said, well said. I definitely recognize that winning mentality in Madrid. Prince AY, what are your thoughts of that game from last night?
where I saw it,
No,
To be,
it's Prince AY. Yeah, I'm just
Oh,
getting the stuff.
okay, great.
Yeah.
How you doing, Frank?
yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, if I'm completely honest, I actually forgot that there was a game. Let me just put that
I
out
don't
there.
blame you.
And I think that just comes up because your team is not involved, the season has ended, and you kind of already know that Madrid was going to win, right? It's just what they do, Sometimes when you look at the stats, I mean, stats don't lie. Yes, obviously with football it can change, but when things are happening over and over again, it's more likely it's going to happen again, right? And when someone finally reminded me that the game was going, I was like, oh shoot, we have Champions League. Oh, it's Madrid, Jerry. Madrid, they're gonna win it again. It's what they win finals, right? It's what they do. And one thing that people don't actually talk about most of the time is they talk about mentality, but then there's also another part of mentality that people don't talk about, which is execution. Madrid do have both, right? They have the mentality, they also have the willpower to execute it. I was telling a friend yesterday that Dortmund had Madrid on ropes for 70 minutes. But if you don't kill Madrid in that 70 odd minutes that you have, if you don't kill them, they'll be like, well, give you a chance to kill us. Since you don't want to kill us, well, would you go for the jugular? And all it just took is just one cross, just one. And then you could see once that goal went in, panic set in, and then
Game over.
like, you know what? All the principles that they were playing on out the window, and they were panicking. And Madrid was like, good. Now that we have you panicking, it's now when we rise to the occasion. And for me, I was like, if you don't kill them in that 70, because if we look at the game on the balance of play, Madrid didn't even get out of second gear. They did not get out of second gear until the last 20 minutes. And okay, now since you guys are not ready, since you don't want to win this game, we'll do what we know how to do. Because for me, I feel like if the first goal had gone in, say probably in the first 20 odd minutes, if Dortmund had scored, we would have a completely different game, right? That would have forced Madrid to maybe like come out or try to attack. Madrid didn't even do anything. They were like, okay, you know what? We'll just sit back, let you have the ball, do what you want to do. If you don't, because if at the end of the game, if you watch Jude Bellingham's interview, he said it. He said, "Well, we're playing the game. Dortmund were the better team they were the better team for most of the game, but they didn't kill us." And that is where the execution come into place. And like, okay, if you're not going to go for the jugular, well, you're just going to hand us the title. And Madrid just does what they do. 15. I mean, at this point, who's going to catch them? Like, who's going to catch Madrid? For me now, you're just only playing for second place. Yeah, you're only playing for second place. Madrid is gone. The only thing that I would say that is going to change that narrative of Madrid being the champions of champions is the new format of Champions League now, right? We don't know how it's going to pan out. It's a completely new territory. There are too many ifs, buts, and maybes, right? We don't know how that's going to pan out. So that in itself might just change the entire landscape of what we see in the Champions League, right? Because now it's no longer tops your group. You don't even know what's going to happen. Every goal counts. Every possession counts. Everything counts now. So especially in that group stage, right? Everything's at stake. So that's the only thing
no dead drawbacks. No more dead drawbacks.
Yeah. Before you already know if you're in a group, you already know Madrid is coming out, and if they go all the way. And I was even telling someone yesterday that the Madrid actually played their final against Man City. This one was just like a training rehearsal. We've done the hard work. Let's just go what we know how to do the 15. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, to be honest, I don't know what it feels like to be a Madrid fan, because I haven't won the Champions League. I don't know. The last time we were there was like how many years ago, right? And we didn't win it. So 15 is just like heritage. I'm just like, it's Madrid. This is what we do.
It's they Madrid, have the right.
Yeah, this is.
I know. I mean, for me, well, I'm getting to the stage where I think maybe this is why Florentino Perez is bored, because if you've won something 15 times and you keep winning, I mean, in the last decade they've won 6, and that 6 is more than Barcelona have won in their entire history. That 6 is the same as Liverpool have won our entire history, and Madrid have won 6 in the last 10 years. So in the last 10 years, they've even equaled all the cups that Liverpool have had in the Champions League. So I think maybe Florentino Perez is getting. Even Ancelotti has 5 Champions Leagues. That's the same as Barcelona. That's more than Man United. That's one coach that has 5. So maybe Perez is and I think maybe this part of it. This is why Perez is getting bored of the Champions League, and that's why he wants Super League, because they just keep winning this Champions League. It's like so easy to them. How do you keep winning even when you're not playing well? I know people were firing shots at them and saying, "Oh, they didn't play well." Oh man, but I was like, man, who cares? In the final, nobody cares if you play well or not. Who carries the cup is what matters. I mean, when Liverpool, the time we beat Spurs in the final, that was our worst performance in any of the Champions League finals that we've played in a long time, and we still won. But the 2 finals where we played very well against Madrid, we lost both finals. So, but nobody gives you extra medals for losing final. Nobody's going to give you extra medals for saying, "Oh, you played well, but you lost." Nobody's giving you an extra trophy for that,
Yeah, I think the thing there is that most people confuse season or league football with
cup football.
Yeah. Cup football is entirely different. You just have to win. That's it.
Exactly.
No one cares how you play well or just win. It's a one-off game, right? It doesn't matter how you win. Although the league is the true barometer of how well you're doing, how well your team is, but for cup football, on that day, just win. We'll argue the rest later,
That's
right?
it.
We'll talk about if you don't do well later. But at the end of the day, just win. That's it.
Just win.
And I think
put your name on the trophy.
Very well placed. Yeah, and I think some teams are very well placed for one-off football, one-off games, where you don't have to be your best, but you just have to do what you need to do on the day. We'll talk about the rest later. We'll go back, realign and everything. But for me, tournament football usually for me are the most boring ones to watch, because you already know that it's a one-off game. You don't have to do your best. Just win. Just win. We'll talk about the rest later. Just win. So for me,
yeah, but it takes a certain level. I mean, for me, I'll get Otto's thought. I think Otto already talked about this. It's true that tournament football can be one-off. Like Greece won the European Championship. Like, how did that happen? The Portugal have won an European Championship. They didn't play well. But the thing that surprises me in Madrid is it's the consistency. It's the way that, 6 out of 10, that's more than half of the years in the last decade they've won it. That's not joke. That means there's something else going there. It's not just, they're good at tournament football. There's something going on mentality-wise, and like you mentioned, execution-wise too. They're executing it. It's not just having the mentality. They actually, of course, it's good that they have quality. We can't dismiss the fact that Madrid have quality players. They have quality players from front to back. So that also helps. So, but yeah, the fact that they are so dominant in it means they're doing something right. It's not just, it's cup football. They're good at it. They won the league this year. You guys won the league also. You had the league and cup double, yeah? So it's not that, we're just good in tournament football. They were also good in the league. So that means they're good, So also, there's somebody, Oga Kwame, I don't know how to speak Spanish. Can you please read out what Oga Kwame wrote there before you give us your final thought?
And you forgot the Super Copa.
Oh, you got a Super Copa too? Wow, nice. I'm just saying there's a comment on the screen from Oga Kwame. Yeah, I can't read it. Can you please read that out for us?
Soy lucha, soy belleza, a la Madrid. I'm fight and beauty, a la Madrid, and nada más, and nothing more. Nothing else. Yeah. Thank you, Oga.
Thank you, Oga Kwame.
Bro, happy.
Okay, so let's just round up this section. Also, so
just before we run, I just wanted to quickly say something. I think another thing that people also dismiss, although it's very tangible, but it's also part of football, is football psychology, right? Madrid has won it so much that it's now in the mind of every other opponent. Damn, we have played Madrid. That self-doubt alone, you've lost half the battle, right?
Yeah.
So it's how teams. It's the same way Man City is. Before you play Man City, you already know that if you have a doubt in your mind, damn, we're playing Man City. That alone is already half the battle. It's how teams where Manchester United in Fergie days, that's how they dominated and won the league. Because just seeing them in the dressing room alone is already in your mind that, damn, how do we beat this team? Right? So I think in a sense, even as fans, we do the same thing too. When this draw came out, the first time I was like, damn, Madrid is going to win it. You know what Madrid does. And you know that in itself, it trickles down, right? So Although you
And I
wanted to
want
say
I want
something.
to add that to your
Hmm.
comment, Prince. It's something that's what I say the mentality earlier. They didn't tell them play well, play beauty, and we're talking about a lot of Brazilians here, right? Two Brazilians and then three other Brazilians that have been on the team, Casemiro and all those, and they play well. El juego bonito, right? Play beautiful, but it's not about that. They tell them win the game. I don't care you win it in the last in 90 Ramos, like 90 in Ramos. I don't care you win it in the last one. You don't look. Even when they win in 5-0, they keep pushing like they losing the game. It's just unbelievable. And it's that mentality. They tell them, you win it no matter what. Play well, beautiful. I just want you to win this game. Period. And that's the mentality that create a different performance, a different execution. What you say, Prince. That was the perfect word.
Fantastic. Okay, so we'll round up that section and we just go to our next topic. It's still Champions League related. So I'm going to go top three Champions League moments of all time. It can be related to your club. It can be unrelated to your club. It doesn't matter. Just give us three. We'll start with Prince AY. I won't go for the obvious dig and say Arsenal have not won the Champions League. That's just a low blow. So
that's too cheap of a shot, though. It's too cheap.
No, I'm not going for that.
It's no longer. I'm not going for that. It's no longer. I mean, for me, it depends on how you look at moments, right? For me, one of the moments that is still haunting me till tomorrow is the 1v1 that Thierry Henry had versus Valdez. That one moment, it still haunts me till tomorrow, because that in itself, like, what would have been? It still haunts me, but it is what it is. Apart from that, the other
one was it 1-0? Sorry, what was the score at that point? Was it 1-0? Oh, okay, so that killed the game.
If that had gone in, was game over. Was just done. And to tell you how that still hurts me, I still remember vividly that it was 14 minutes away. We were literally 14 minutes away. Yeah, in that moment, we were like literally 14 minutes away. I was like, geez, just do this, man. But it is what it is. The other one that comes to mind was I think Ronaldo's goal, that leap. Man, I don't know if we'll ever see that moment again. I think it was against Juventus, or was it in Juventus? I can't remember the game, but that leap, 1.92 meters or something. Damn. You see, sometimes when you think about moments in football, you be like, geez, how did that even happen? When the players just define physics, and the amount of time is spent hanging in the air, you be like, how is that even humanly possible? And the other one for me that stood out would be forever the best moment is AC Milan Liverpool. I don't think we'll ever see that again. 3 goes down. One time. I was I think I was 14, 15 or 16 when I was watching the game, and then to go watch the game, I had to run away from the hostel and all of that, committing all the offenses that you want to commit. And then you'd be like, it's 3 goals. I'm like, well, it's over and out. Everybody was leaving the stadium, and they were like, let's just wait for the next thing and see what will happen. And all of a sudden, everything changed. 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and then Liverpool went on to win the league, to win the Champions League. I don't think anything could top that thing. I don't think anything would ever top that. That was just special. That's gone in the history books forever. So I think those moments for me are the ones that stood out for me.
Fantastic. Okay, I'll quickly take a couple of comments before Otto. I'm sure you have a list. I'm sure it will be difficult for you to even narrow your list to 3, because Madrid have won this competition so many times. But I'll come to you. Let me just quickly read comments. Kaiser, I'm guessing that's Dayo, Bayern Munich fan. I think he was supposed to join us today. Maybe he'll still join us. It says his top 3 moments: Zidane's goal against Leverkusen, fantastic volley. Last weekend, Dortmund versus Juventus, 97. Yeah, last weekend they lobbed the goalkeeper from like 40 yards. That was a fantastic goal. And Oga Kwame also backed up that one with saying the left volley, Zizou. Oga Kwame says Istanbul in 2005. He's a United fan, so that Istanbul comeback is iconic. Oga Kwame, United fan, says Moscow 2008. Oh yeah, when they beat Chelsea in the final on penalties. and John Terry slipped and fell on his ass. I'm sure that's very memorable for not just for United fans, for all of us. And Kaiser, Bayern Munich fan, Kaiser San's 7-second goal versus Roberto Carlos. Ooh. And Real Madrid in 2007, fastest Champions League goal of all time. Let's discuss that, Otto. Do you remember that goal? Fastest Champions League goal of all time. This Bayern Munich fan is trying to throw some shade at you.
But it happened. It happened. We got goals like that all the time. But in Champions League, anything can happen. When there's a team in Champions League, you don't underestimate it because they're there for a reason. But they're in the final rounds as well. So I mean, they prepare for that. So 7 seconds, it happens.
Yeah. Your audio is a bit faint. Maybe if you get closer to the microphone or something. Yeah.
It's not important how you start. It's how you finish.
Yeah.
So you can have a goal in 7 seconds. But the end of the game is the most important one. So
Absolutely. Okay, so give us a top 3 moment Otto, of
there's so many. Again, Zidane's goal was the one that oh god, that was unrealistic. But I would choose 3 of this year because this was the season that not even us as Madridistas believed that the team was gonna go to this stage. We didn't believe it because of the injury he had with Kerry and the games Real Madrid have against these 3 teams on the last 3 sections. So with Manchester City, losing those moments, it just stopped everything. And the way he was being helped by his teams. Rudiger telling him he's gonna score this way, he's gonna front all the way to the back. That moment for me was very special. They were cheering him and they were supporting him, and that guy had so much confidence. And because of him, we went to the next round. Jose Lu, a guy that I didn't believe that guy. I'm gonna be honest with you, but the way after he talked after that game, and the way he was like, I was born for this, and that I treasure that the way he handled it. And why I'm picking these 2 because of their value, how much they value for our team to reach to the final. And who would have thought Carvajal would have scored? That's one of the shortest guys in that whole entire team, playing against the best defense in Europe. Not even the defense from Dortmund would believe how this guy jumped so high and scored that first goal. That's undescribable. So those are my 3 top because of the type of season we have, because of the value of each goal have of the moments that I think. But in general, one of my favorite number 1 is 94 Ramos, 94 on the last minute, the Champions League.
Sergio Ramos
is scoring.
Yeah.
And what is the common denominator here? Defense guys scoring goals, not strikers.
Yeah.
Without strikers. Strikers. Without a designated striker. We just imagine now we finally get it. We didn't have strikers. We had different players playing in different positions, but that's pretty admirable. So that's my 3 extra 4 moments.
No problem. Mr. Kaiser saying Redondo. I remember this. This was one of my favorite dribbles of all time. Redondo dribbling Edinburgh, and Redondo didn't score, but he's the one set up. He dribbled and set up the goal for Raul. I think it was Raul that scored that goal. I mean, what he did, I don't think I've ever seen that kind of dribble again. I mean, I've never seen anybody try to execute it the way Redondo did it. It was incredible. I think he was going towards the corner kick flag and was pending, and he just backflipped. I still don't know how he did it. He just backflipped the ball past Edinburgh and set up Redondo. Yeah, that's a memorable moment. Mr. Kaiser also says 1999. Yeah, the United coming back to win against Bayern Munich. The one where they already thought they won it. Bayern Munich. I'm surprised the Bayern Munich fan is talking about that, because if I was the one, I would still be haunted in my dreams by that final. And it says Chelsea 2012 win. Okay, Chuku, thanks for joining us. Okay, Chico says Madrid proving that all these things about structure, pattern of play, etc. is insignificant. I wouldn't say it's insignificant, but I just feel, yeah, some of those things might be a bit overrated, but it's not insignificant. You still have to have structure, yeah. Pattern of play. Madrid have pattern of play. They have structure.
Can I address this real quick here? I think. Okay, Chuki, I think what you're doing here is you're actually downplaying what other structure pattern of play actually is. Madrid do have they have them.
Yeah.
Structure.
Yeah.
If you look at it critically, you see Madrid structure. It makes sure we have brilliant players in every position we can, the best of the best. You can't say that is not structure. That is some structure in a way. The structure is their own structure is more like, okay, you know what? In this position, if you look at it, Madrid have always strengthened from a position of strength. That's their strategy. Yeah. That's the structure.
They're very good at that.
They have. That's all they have always been doing. They have Vini now. They have Rodrigo, Bellingham, and now they're adding Mbappe to the mix. That's what Madrid always do. You can't say that is not structure. That is structure. Yes, pattern of play and all of that. You can say as those are looking at it from a different perspective, but you can't say Madrid is winning all of this without having a pattern of play or anything. Most managers nowadays of the modern game are looking for something that is very sustainable, not just for the manager that is currently there, but for the next manager that is coming in. Say, I'll use Arsenal as an example. You think if Arsenal is going to sack Arteta today, they're going to bring a totally different manager? No. They bring in another manager that has a similar mindset, just like what Liverpool is doing. Klopp is going out, but they're bringing in another manager that has the same mindset, the same philosophy to carry on what is going on. So you can't just say structure of play and all that doesn't mean no. You know, there's more to football than just dismissing that huge part of it. Because if that's not the case, then what's happened at Manchester United, right? So you can't just say those things are not important. They are important, maybe not as pronounced in Madrid because of their win rate, but they are very important to football.
Yeah, that's true.
And I agree with that structure. And I believe there's one key player right here, which is Florentino Perez. He knows how to manage that money. There was 2 years ago, really, that Madrid didn't buy anyone. Nobody. He was concentrated on the city. The following year, they just got Rudiger and Alaba. That's it. And the following year, it was Bellingham and I think Arda Güler, and I think that the guy from Brazil, the real young man that's coming. What's his name? The youngster that is coming from. But and if you see all these transactions, they're not extreme high level transactions. He know how to manage. He know how to make that, and the architecture, and that's why Ancelotti had the headache. He have a great architecture. A structure on the field and on the bench. Imagine what a headache for this man to decide who is playing and who's not. Imagine for a week, everyone was debating who was going to be the goalkeeper. He already knew. And so that has to come with the structure that we are talking about.
Okay, I'll just take follow-up comments from Okechukwu before I give my top 3 moments, and then we can round up this section of the pod. Okechukwu says good points. I think it's backing up what Prince AY said. He said when Ole tried that, he was called out by United fans. Ole, when Solskjaer was told to coach up the current players he had, he was called a vibes manager. I think Okechukwu is obviously, he's a United fan. He said, as a United fan, he is skeptical of the new structure. Yeah, structure matters. It does. Because you can't just keep buying random players. With Madrid, it's also a bit, I won't say easy, but for Madrid, it's better. It's smoother for them to get players in, because Madrid, of the heritage, of the name, the prestige, top players want to go there. So it makes it a bit easier for you to get top players because they want to come. They want to come there. Like Mbappe is going there. I think Madrid are also getting Alfonso. I mean, the left back from Bayern Munich. There's some.
David, the right.
Yeah,
The right
David.
David.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the thing about Madrid. It's like I said earlier on, they always been strengthening from a position of strength. It makes it easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier when you're strengthening from it. Because it's what you want to tell, like, say for instance, I'm playing for say Liverpool now, and I come and I'm like, yo, Madrid, we just won the Champions League. We just won the 15th one. You want to come play for us?
And they won the league.
I mean,
league and Super Cup.
And they won the league, right? It's just much easier when you're strengthening from a position of strength, right? So, I mean,
they're very good at it.
Like you said,
they're very good at it.
Yeah, the heritage is there. And one thing I've noticed is Madrid actually, when you look at it on the long, in terms of a long stretch, they buy well. They look at players, especially the ones where their contract is actually running down, or force the player to run their contract down, and then they buy well. You know, it's something that they do. You know, like when I don't know who said it, but yeah, when Madrid comes knocking, it's a different type of knock. You know, it's a different type of knock.
Do you know when I really started respect? Well, I always used to think, this guy. I used to think it was maybe a bit over the top, scatterbrain, Florentino Perez. But then I started studying this guy. I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. Of course, I disagree with him about the Super League, but about building a team, building a structure for a club, he knows what he's doing. Because I watched that documentary where David Beckham, when he wanted to get David Beckham to the Galacticos. Man, this guy knows what he's doing. It's not just about buying for the team. He's thinking about the branding. Okay, we're going to get Beckham, but it's going to sell shares. It's going to bring publicity to Madrid. You know, he's thinking big picture, not just, what are we going to deliver on the pitch? So that man, he knows what he's doing, Perez. And that's why I know he's still going to push for that Super League, because he knows the money that Madrid can make from that is even more than what they're making now. So he's going to keep pushing. But yeah, that's another topic for another day. I'll just round up this section, just read a couple of comments. Oga Kwame says, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a vibes manager purely. Man had no tactical brain whatsoever. Okay, well, that's for the United fans to dissect. My top 3 moments, obviously you guys have spoken a bit about Istanbul, but for me, Istanbul, when many Liverpool fans knew that we were going to win, it was the final minute in extra time. Shevchenko had basically an empty goal. He headed the ball, Dudek saved it, and Shevchenko followed up and hit the rebound, and it was guaranteed to go in the net. But we don't know. Up to today, we don't know how Dudek saved. Even Dudek himself doesn't know how he saved that rebound. We're like, how did this happen? In a split second, he managed to save it, and we're like, okay, name on the trophy, Liverpool are winning this. Because Shevchenko, you could look at the side, he was like, how did I not score? So that was a top moment for me. You're like, can't even explain. How did he make that double save in the last minute of extra time? We just don't know. My second favorite is Mane versus Bayern Munich. One of the sweetest dribble, turns, and he did everything in the same motion. And that's when I started having the confidence in the Liverpool team. Because at that point, Liverpool had not won any trophy. I mean, that was Klopp's third full season. We had not won any trophy. And we're facing Bayern Munich. In Bayern, we drew the first leg 0-0, and then so we needed to go there and beat them to qualify for the quarterfinals. And there was a long ball, and Mane trapped this ball, spun around, and Neuer, I don't know what Mane or Neuer was doing there, but Mane turned him and just tripped the ball. So it was just you have to go and look at the clip for you to really understand the beauty of what he did. And that goal just set us on the way to beating Bayern Munich, and then we went on to win the Champions League. That's one of my favorite moments for Liverpool in Champions League. And my third one will be corner taking quickly. I'm sure the Madrid fan will love this. Liverpool coming back to beat Barcelona 4-0, and the fourth goal, corner taking quickly. I still don't know how we managed to get through that game without conceding. Because if Bayern Munich had scored an away goal, we would have needed to score 6. To beat them. But we kept a clean sheet, but then the final goal that killed them off was that corner taking quickly. Trent just but crossed the ball in, and Origi scored the winning goal to put us through from 3-0 down to win 4-0, and then went on to win the Champions League. So those are my top 3 moments, and then we can just move to the next. Yeah, I can talk about Pame. The Man United fan also recognizes that. Connor taking quickly Origi. Oh, okay. Ayo is saying hello to you.
Hey, that was
Ayo says Ala Madrid to you.
Who made the last comment?
Sorry?
The last comment before Ayo?
Oh, okay. This Connor taking quickly Origi.
That one was superb. You score a goal, bro. Yes.
I know a Madrid fan will really enjoy that.
You're so right. I forgot.
Okay. Let's move it along now. So we're going straight to the next topic. Transfer season. Yeah. So this is when all our hopes and dreams are all hinged on the amount of money our clubs are going to spend. This is the time of the season where, I don't know, for a Madrid fan anyway, we know you're getting Mbappe, so you're not going to be spending 150 million on it. You're getting him for free.
I was talking to Ayo, and I told him, dude, the 150 I'm on, one player. But if I'm excluding that, I'll tell you who's my player.
Okay, I'll start with Prince AY first. Prince AY team, that they got close to winning the league this season, and they got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which I think was decent for the first time back. But of course, that means you still know that there are areas to improve in the Arsenal team. So I'm giving you 150 million, Prince AY. This is not based on net spend, because I know you don't like net spend, because you're not a fan of net spend. So this is not based but when Arsenal were top of net spend league.
I think I would just give it as a next. I think the media have done a very good job in pushing that narrative to the fans. I think that net spend is a thing. It's actually not real. It's there, but clubs don't use net spend. Let's just
not transfer net spend. Oh no, that's not. Yeah, I mean, transfer net spend is not. It's not what we're talking about here. I'm just giving you 150 million. This is not dependent on you selling players. This is not dependent on you boosting.
Now in 2024, it's the new 30 million. Let's just leave it like that.
Just manage it, sir. Manage it.
if we're going to just be strictly on 150, first thing first, I'll say we need another, or should I say we need a striker. We actually do need a striker, but now the question now remains: what about striker do we actually need? Which is where the divide between general Arsenal fan base is, because of the fact that our team, we actually generate a lot of goals. Last season, we scored 91 goals. We're whooping 91 goals without any out-and-out striker, which means the responsibility to score goals is on the team, not solely on one person. Yes, maybe if we had that.
Sorry, is that all competitions? Sorry, all competitions or the league?
No, in Premier League.
91 goals. Wow.
I'm telling you, we scored 90.
Wow, in the league. Goals. Wow, that's not bad. That's not bad.
They scored 96. And they have a Holland. All right, so it now boils down to the question of what kind of striker do we want to get? Do we want that one that's an out and happening? And something happened.
Yeah, we're losing you a bit there.
So. Okay, so
I can hear you now. Yeah.
The type of striker we get is going to be very funny, because now you're looking at, do we get an out-and-out striker, blow all the budget that we have, or do you just improve the squad and get a project striker that is also very decent, that's very, very good? The problem that we have right now is, as good as Jesus is not clinical in front of goal. Is really not clinical. So we need someone that is clinical. But if we're going to stay on 150 budget, I think priority for me, number one, would be midfield. We need another midfielder. We need someone that can do the job that Rice is doing, if not better. Drop Rice at the 6 and get an actual number 8, a midfield general, someone like a Frankie de Jong. Someone that can do both roles very well. Because I think for any football team, you control the midfield, you control the entire game. Because that's where I think the onus on the team is. You control the midfield, you control the entire game, and I think that's one point that we're very, very like getting another midfielder and the winger to either deputize Saka or push Saka. I think the onus has been on him to carry the team for too long now. I think it's now time to challenge him. He needs a new challenge. He needs someone to tell him that, look, you're the star boy, yes, but I'm here to take your spot. It's not because see what is happening with Martinelli.
Sure.
Martinelli, as good as he was before, Trossard is literally keeping him out of the team. I know that the structure of how we play on the left-hand side is a little bit different. I think that's why he's suffering. For me, we're unable to replicate the triangles that we see with Ben White, Odegaard, and Saka. We're unable to replicate that on the left. That is making Martinelli suffer a lot, right? So for me, I would say get another person that can apply for Saka, maybe another winger, and maybe a defender, a central defender.
In the 150 million.
I mean, when you spend
in the 150 million, it's gone already.
It's gone already. I mean, realistically, you can only spend 150 million on maybe 2 distant players. Maybe that's been realistic in today's market, right? Unless maybe you go into a Portuguese league or maybe someone scout or do the. If you're getting a project player, 150 is enough. If you're getting a ready now, win now player, 150 is chicken change. So it depends.
Okay, I'm going to step in. I'm going to step in as an Arsenal director. Look at me, I'm an Arsenal director now. I've given you 150 million, and you're now mentioning midfield. You're mentioning forward player. So I'm not going to push back as an Arsenal director. I'll say that you can make that 150 million work. For example, you said Gabriel Jesus is not clinical enough, but he generates chances for other people. So leave him be. Don't think of buying a striker. You're talking of a midfielder. I would say you have Emil Smith-Rowe. I would say you have Partey. I would say you have Jorginho. That's sufficient enough for you to have Rice playing deeper and letting the other guys do what they want to do. So I'll just say channel that money towards competition for Saka and maybe a defender. Because I mean your strength in depth in defense maybe is not as great as it be. That as a national director, that's how I'll push back. So what would you say to that?
And now as the manager, pushing back. I'm telling you that.
Okay.
I'm telling you now, because now that you have put that in perspective, it gives me more clarity.
How you were thinking? You have to be as a manager. You're the one.
Sorry?
That was what?
You say as a manager. That's the way I've been thinking about this from the beginning. How you were thinking.
Its audio is very low. I can't hear it.
Yeah, also your audio is a bit low, so maybe if you're a bit closer to the microphone or something, we can't really hear you sometimes.
Or maybe increase the mic volume sometimes. But just quickly before he gets back, I want to pick this out. Now that I've give me a lot of clarity. Most of the players we have, one of the issues is availability. As good as Partey is, he played less than 10 games in the last season. Emil Smith-Rowe, as good as he is injury prone. So now that is not pushing me towards thinking that midfield, getting someone that's available, because availability is the best ability you can have. When a player is reliable, and I think that's one of the reasons why we spend 100 million on Rice. Rice is ridiculously available. He's rarely injured. So I would say getting another person, getting another midfielder for me first, then deputize someone for Saka, and then maybe whatever changes left, we can now start thinking of maybe an extra defender, bring in someone that is young that can grow into the team, and then maybe a young striker. But now that you've put that and said, like I said, I'll go for the midfield first. Get someone in that midfield that is going to dominate that midfield alongside what Rice is already doing.
Okay. Well, fair points. I mean, I like that kind of interaction because I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I need to see the insight from the Arsenal fan to justify what you're saying, as in what you're saying about the 150. So I love that. A Man United fan is telling an Arsenal fan what they need. Okay, but let's see. Ogafame says Arsenal literally have had no current problem in the last 2 seasons, 2 years. They say, why do you need a striker? Well, that's what I was saying anyway, but you have explained yourself. Availability of Jesus is not great. It says improve your midfield, especially the CM and DM areas. Me, I think especially you need to get a defender just in case Saliba or Gabriel get
Yeah.
injured. I mean, strength in depth. So that's what got Kwame. I just quickly flash back to Ayo because he was talking about his top 3 Champions League moment before I proceed. He said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last minute winner versus Bayern. Yep. Zidane's winner versus Leverkusen. And John Terry sleeping. Yes, that was very memorable, sleeping in the penalty. Oga Kwame also, let's go back to our current topic. Oga Kwame also said you could use a set of
That's
fullbacks,
right. That's true.
and maybe even just one left back. But I think Timber is almost back, or is back. Yeah, Timber. Yeah.
Timber is back, but even at that, I still think we need a defender because Tomiyasu is not always available, right? Tomiyasu is not always
Yeah.
available. We're just one defender away from crisis, literally.
Crisis. Oga Kwame, just to say, I mean, you're talking about Arsenal trying to fix Arsenal problems, but I know Man United definitely have problems. So let us hear what you do to fix your own team, please. Yes, Ayo. Yes, Ayo is talking about United. That's his team. He says 40 million for a centre back. Okay, nice. 70 million for a defensive midfielder. Is João Neves? Oh, João Neves. Okay, yeah. And 40 million for a 25, 27-year-old striker like Juresi. Yeah, well, that's a good split of using that money well. But I think United, I think they have more problems.
I mean, this is one that I think most people. For me, the problem with my United is because 150 cannot fix it. But if we're using 150 to fix it, I would say spend that 150 within the league. No, the reason why I'm saying spend that 150 within the league is because now you are getting players that are actually ready. There's no need for any what was that thing? Is it adjustment period, right? Or what's it called settling period?
Yeah.
Because if you play players within the league, there's a chance they already know who they are playing against. They can fit in real quick. If you ask him, if you ask me, I'll say go for this guy that is in what's this guy that is in that left back in Brighton. Although we already know that Brighton will collect the entire 150 from you for the full.
Estupiñán.
Yes. Get Estupiñán because this guy's already playing as a centre back. But then again, he's not available, right? He's always injured. So for me, I'll just buy players within the league. There's this talk of Olise. Olise probably costs like 50 to 60 million. Bring him in.
Yeah.
There's an Onana from Everton. Your midfield is nothing to write him about. Onana from Everton will do a job. Right?
Yeah.
Who else again is there? This guy in Everton, is it Braithwaite as well? Braithwaite? This young defender is it Everton or is it Newcastle? I can't remember where he plays for. But that one too can do a job. Kwame said, you did an entire podcast to dissect.
Yeah, Kwame, basically. We're going to take comments. We're going to take comments and then we'll ask Otto. Otto, I'll bring you in, but let me just clear round of the comments.
I think Manchester United need more than 150 million.
Yeah. I know.
And Nayo knows that. He knows that. Yes.
Yeah, but it is just for the format of the show, just to make it interesting. Because if we say, okay, I give you 500 million, it will be easy for everybody to find players for 500 million. So I just said 150 million just to make it a bit interesting. Add a bit of in-depth thinking to it. Oga Kwame obviously says he needs a whole podcast to talk about Man United, a whole podcast by himself. Well, he disagrees with Ayo. He doesn't want Giresi. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. He said Giresi is dead food. He doesn't want Giresi. He says he will use the 150 million to ship out Man United players. He's going to pay people to take the players away. Okay, Otto, we're coming to you. I really can't see any room for improvement let me not preempt you. What will you do with 150 million for Real Madrid to get players in for next season?
As a matter of fact, I think the only part that I see that I think that the real need of Real Madrid is on defense, and I think that's what they need to spend because the median is well covered. Even though the cross is leaving, I think the main purpose of Bellingham to come to this team. I don't know if you have seen the way Carleto Ancelotti had been placing Jude Bellingham. He put it lower down, except for the game yesterday. But he tried to put him in the middle most of the time, and he moves around, but
he went back. He go back. So I think the medium part and of course with Mbappe coming, we got the front
Yeah.
already taken care of. But if you give me 150 million, I will say Alfonso Davis for sure, no doubt, because we need that left, no doubt. No
Mhm.
doubt. Alfonso Davis has to be there, and he's 45 millions, I think, on the market. 45 million.
Wow, that
Yeah,
cheap?
yeah, 45.
Yep.
His price is 50, but they can put it down to 40, 45. I think it can be even lower because of uh the other
I
extra they
think it's
put on
go.
the contract.
Yeah, I think
I
it's got
think
1 year left on his contract, right? I think that's why
Okay,
it's very
contract
cheap.
almost
I
gone.
think a year.
Okay, that's fine. That's
Yes,
fine.
I think
Okay.
it's almost done. Yeah.
yeah, and also Rick James. I really like that guy. He's in the other side. The middle is well covered because I think with Rudiger we got it very well. I think we got it. 'Kay, he's coming back after the injury. What's his name? Militao is great. It's a great that he's just coming back from a pretty serious injury, and
Okay.
I think I don't think Ferland Mendy is gonna stay in there. For sure, you saw how many mistakes he did yesterday. Thank God, he ended in goal, and he does it over and over and over. So he's not constant. In Real Madrid, they really, really, if you want to stay there, you have to be constant. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's gonna be kind of race. I don't know. Is Danny Carvajal? He will stay, but I don't think Nacho will stay. I don't think he have said that he will stay. So for that guy, I don't know if he's still on the market. Uh, Goncalo Ignacio, I think he's from the Sporting. Okay,
Okay.
James is 40, Davis is 45, and this Goncalo Ignacio that everyone in Europe wants that guy. I think his price tag is around 40 million. So we got right there like 120, one something. So you got 150 to play. I think that's my difference for sure. Ceballos, I don't think he's gonna stay, but Ceballos in the middle. But I
Hmm.
think what we need is defense, and Alfonso Davis is number one. And Regen, both my first two options are in the market, and they will fit very very well in our Madrid. And I think those are in the list to come to end up in our Madrid.
Sounds good. Wow. I mean, you've put a lot of structured thought into it. Yeah, like Florentino Perez, like the way he just, he had it all budgeted out. I mean, very, very, very fantastic. Well, I was thinking that because you guys were losing Modric and Cruz, maybe you will need a midfielder, but I don't think you really mentioned central midfield. So you're fine with your midfield options?
I think we are covered with
Yep.
Valverde. Luka Modric will stay, and he will mind to come and play only for a few minutes and an extra. I think with Mbappe coming, I think Jude Bellingham is coming down.
Oh,
And
to midfield. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. That's why I was explaining at the beginning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's true.
I think they're all gonna play. They're all gonna play. In the middle, we have Ceballos. I don't think he's gonna stay. Tony Kroos is gone. Federico Valverde. Chomani is still injured. He didn't play yesterday. So Chomani is also
Oh,
good
that
in the
thought.
middle.
Oh, that thought. Because when I'm answering my question, that's the player I want from Madrid. Chouamani. Chouamani. I mean, the
Yeah,
reason, in answer to your question, up because 150 million for Liverpool, I need a central defensive midfielder, and Liverpool wanted this Chouamani 2 years ago before he
he
went
might
to Madrid. Yeah,
he might go. He might go. I don't know. He might go because
yeah.
Jude is listed as a midfielder in Madrid.
Mm,
He played in the front. So again, I told you that we didn't have a striker. He even mentioned it
yeah.
yesterday in the interview. We don't have a striker. So with Mbappe coming, he's the guy that we really need. Like in first half, like the first half yesterday, he even said
Yeah.
it. So we don't have a striker. And, I mean, we did good, but of course it's good. It's a good kind of good security and insurance to have a striker for him to
Yeah.
go in. And how we can forget about the multi-position Eduard Camavinga. Oh my God!
Kamavinga, what a player! What a player!
My respect to that guy.
Yeah,
That man
yeah,
is
he can play midfield. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
high,
fantastic.
high class,
He's,
high class,
totally,
high class,
totally.
high class. Amazing, amazing player. So I think we are good. Even though Tony
Okay,
Kroos is leaving, we good right there. So
okay. No, I thought Modric
Tony,
was leaving. I thought Modric was leaving. That's why I didn't know Modric is staying. So,
oh, Modric, he just said it this morning. He will be
oh, he said
staying
it this morning.
for years.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Okay, for Liverpool, I mean, I'm going to limit mine to just two positions.
Oof.
Centre back, because Van Dijk is getting older. Van Dijk will be 33. I mean, going into this season, and we need to start preparing for life without Van Dijk, basically. And we need a left-sided centre back, because that's his position, left side of the centre back. So I don't mind splashing 70 million, gets the next top. I know we had plans to go for Colwill from Chelsea, and I know if we go to Chelsea to ask for their centre back, they probably say they want 80 million, 70 or 80 million. I don't mind. I'll give it to them. We want just to settle that left-sided centre back because he's left-footed. He plays on that side. Or we can get the guy from, I think it's from Leverkusen. I can't remember which club. INCP or something like that. His stats apparently are quite good for left centre back. Get that guy. 70, 80 million. Half of my budget is gone. And then I want a mobile, young defensive midfielder. We got Endo from Germany this season. He was decent. He had a good season, but he's 30 years old and going to be 31. He played in defensive midfield, but not very mobile. He did a good job, but we need somebody dominant. The way Arsenal addressed that problem, like I appreciate what rightly said, your midfield structure matters if you want to win stuff. If you don't have a solid midfield, your defense will be exposed a lot. You concede goals. If you don't have somebody mobile, tracking runners, putting in tackles, you get overrun, you leak goals. So we need to fix that in Liverpool, and that's why I want Tchouaméni. That's why I want somebody like that, somebody who's mobile, who's going to be strong. I know he has been having injury problems, but because he can't get into Madrid's team, even and he's not injured, I can give Madrid 80 million for him. Say, okay, give us. We wanted him anyway, but he chose Madrid.
Let me throw you a quick curveball here. Would you sell Darwin Núñez? You would sell him?
No, goal scoring is not a problem, so I won't sell him. And the reason why I won't sell him is he's approaching his peak years. Now, the reason why people, football, many of us have become impatient. Darwin Núñez is just going to be 24. I mean, he's going to be 24, going to 25 next season. It's not like his career is finished already. Many strikers hit their peak 27, 28. I feel he can still smooth some of his rough edges, so I won't sell him. And I mean, this question is not dependent on selling to raise money. So I won't sell him. I'll keep him because he scored 18 goals, 13 assists. Yeah, 18 goals, 13 assists. Not bad.
Most Liverpool fans
he misses a lot of chances.
We need another striker.
We might need a striker No, I said he misses a lot of chances. That's what I said. Yeah, but what I'm saying is we scored a lot of goals. We scored over 140 goals. Well, I don't know. Most strikers, the conversion rate is 20-something%. Most strikers miss more than 70% of their chances. Even the best strikers, the conversion rate for Messi, who is the greatest of all time, basically, is like 27% conversion. Sure, I mean, it's not up to like 50%. It's not like he scored 50% of the shots. So strikers miss a lot of chances. So even Haaland has the highest number of big chances missed. He has, he misses more big chances than Núñez. But the thing is, Haaland also scores a lot of goals. So that's the difference. Yes, but he misses a lot too. Yeah. So he scores a lot, but he misses it. So strikers are going to miss chances. The problem with Núñez is he misses his conversion rate is so low. So, and people remember the misses more than the goals, of course. So, I mean, let's not turn this to a newness chat. So, in answer to your question, I won't sell them because I don't think goal scoring is our problem. I think we score a lot of goals, but midfield is an issue because we don't have a dominant person in midfield. And defense, we need to start preparing for life with Van Dijk, basically. I'll just take comments so we can round up this section. We're just hitting an hour, so we can finish off. Let me just read comments and then we can move on. So we start with Kaiser, by a Munich fan. I think that's Dio. He says he wants Theo Hernandez left back for 50 million to replace Alfonso Davies. That's true. Okay, they need a replacement. Zubimendi for 50 million at defensive midfield. Fair enough. And he says, Otto, would you take this? He says he will offer Madrid 50 million for Rodrigo, who becomes excess to requirement.
Can you pass?
He's not leaving either. He's not leaving. He's not leaving. He said it this morning as well.
Can you pass this message to him real quick? Now, does he think
he's not leaving? I even told you that at the beginning.
Million for him. You think I paid you?
It is a monopoly money. 50 million for Rodrigo.
Like Joker. Even if you want to send Rodrigo out of Madrid, Perez will let him go. You need to be offering nothing less than 18 million. They just won the Champions League. Money is not the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
They literally just won the league and won the Champions League. So if you need to buy any of Madrid's player right now, you will pay premium price. So 50 million, that's an insult. You know what that insult you guys do?
Absolutely insult.
What do you think you are smoking over here, right? What do you think they are smoking over here? 50 million for the deal. Yeah, good. Let that carry the 150 and give it to them.
Okay, Kaiser, we have told you 50 million for Rodrigo cannot work.
Minimum conversation start at 80 million. If we are being serious in today's market, and you are dealing with Florentino, unless Rodrigo has 1 year left on his contract, unless
I don't think
he doesn't want him again, because that's the only way. Like the only 2 ways you can for Madrid. Madrid doesn't want.
Tell me this.
What?
Otto.
They come and ask this guy, "Do you want to come to Madrid?" Do you think he will say no?
Who? If Florentino asks who?
Alfonso Davies. That's the one we're talking about, right?
Oh no, we're talking about Rodrigo first. But anyway, we're talking about Davies now. Yeah, no, Davies. We know Davies is going to Madrid because I mean he has 1 year left, and I think this was because I was asking that why is it 50 million for Davies? That is cheap, and so he's replying me to say Davies has only 1 year. That's why only 1 year left. That's why it's cheap to get him for Madrid.
Yeah, I think that's the price tag right now. 40, 50 right now is 50, but I know Madrid is not gonna pay 50.
Florentino Perez is not going to pay 50.
Can I address this AY's comments real quick?
Let me read it out for the people who are not watching. So this Ayo is replying to Prince AY's earlier comment about Premier League players being bought from the Premier League. He says, while I understand the advantage of buying from within the EPL, I think Prince AY overvalues this a bit. 3 of Arsenal's best players came from outside the EPL, and he named them saying Saliba, Odegaard, and Gabriel. Okay, so the floor is yours, Prince AY. Rebuttal.
Why the fact that they came out of the EPL, how long did it take them to get to where they are? They needed at least 3 seasons. Odegaard did not get good overnight. He came in first in on loan, and this is I think going his 3rd year, going on the 4th year. So the point I'm trying to make is when you buy within the EPL, you cut that time in half, right? Saliba had to go on the 2 year he had to go on the loan twice.
Yeah,
had to go on the loan twice before he came back in. So in order to cut that time short, if you buy within the EPL, look at Declan Rice came in, is gone it started in like very easily. What's this guy? Kai Havertz. Yes, he didn't have the better start, the best start, but eventually it came good. Basically, what we're saying is buying within the EPL just cut that adjustment time into half. It doesn't take away from that. Yes, they will come good over time. I mean, if you want to wait that long, no problem. Buy from outside and let them, grow within the team. But to cut that time in half, that settling period, you have to buy from within the EPL.
Yeah, I understood your point the first time, so that's why I agreed with you that I mean the settling in period of course, it matters because not everybody is going to be like somebody who comes in like Haaland and just scores 40, 50 goals for a season. Some players need 2 or 3 years to get used to the league. Not every player is going to hit the ground running. So yeah, so I understood what you meant. Well, so we just move on from that. So Ayo says Madrid should use their 150 million to renew their black magic power that Perez has. The people have been saying Madrid have a deal with the devil. The way they keep winning the Champions League, black magic power. Well, a question for you, Otto. Otto, you don't want Maguire. Agakwame says he'll give Maguire to you for $38.75. Last price $27. Please put some respect on Maguire's name. That guy was good for you this season. To be fair, let's be real now. Maguire was all right.
I will not be surprised if Maguire goes to Madrid and start balling out. There's something around
exactly the system I fit
that actually has an effect. Yes, it is. I mean, you'll be surprised and you'll be like, wait, what is this same Maguire? But when you take Maguire out in isolation, sometimes I ask myself, why is that Maguire is actually very good for England but can't replicate that same form for Manchester United? I mean, at the end of the day, it's a regard.
Anthony as regalo. Okay, let's start rounding up the comments. Okay, Dio, the Bayern Munich fan says Theo Hernandez for 50 million to replace Alphonso Davies. Oh, okay, we've read that already. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. I don't just repeat himself. No, Rodrigo from Madrid becomes the Dortmund after Mbappe comes in. But we don't think that's going to happen. Rodrigo already said it's staying. Otto has said it. Rodrigo is saying, so Rodrigo is going nowhere. Gakwame says, yeah, Darwin Núñez is still good for Liverpool, banter aside. He still has a future. It's not like Rashford, who has already hit his peak. He has to throw stray bullets at Rashford just to make your point, Gakwame. Please free Rashford. Let that boy breathe.
I disagree with Ogakwame. I understand where it's coming from. I understand that this is just boiled out of frustration, but I think that the problem with Rashford is Rashford has not had a very good coach for a very long time. There's different ears. I think Rashford is kind of player that actually needs someone that needs a constant voice in his ear. I think he's that kind of player that you need to put your hand around him. I might be wrong, I don't watch Manchester United day in, week in, week out, but, just looking from the outside, there's a player in there. There's a player in, and I think that it has a talent, but I don't think he's had that. When I say coaching, it's just vibes. Like a manager comes in, oh, you have to stand and put him there, do what you want to do. I don't think he's had proper coaching, like. When you say someone is a dead ball specialist, like this guy strikes the ball so well, he gets into very good spacing, but I don't think he's had that right coaching that saying, okay, when you get into this place, this is what you look for, this is how you behave in certain scenarios. I think it's just in the last 5 years, it's had 5 different managers, and I don't think that is actually good for a player development. When you have too many managers, you're playing to this guy's style, and then you're getting used to that style, then another manager comes in, changes your style. I think that alters the development of any player.
I understand your point. No, I'm sorry to cut in there. Yeah, because like me, I won't say I'm a Rashford fan, but I like defending him because I feel it gets over the top criticism. But I'm going to put a big but because, like you're mentioning about the change of managers, okay, that's affecting Rashford and stuff. I think that's not Man United's fans' gripe with him. It's the lack of effort sometimes I put in on the pitch. It's not tracking back. It's not putting in the yards. That's the biggest annoyance with him. The form of laziness in a way. And even me as a Rashford person who likes to defend him, I say it. I say it on the pitch. I say it when he's there. Maybe his body language is not great, maybe because he's not in the right frame of mind. Who knows? Maybe he has stuff going on. But the talent is there. I agree with you that the talent is there.
Don't you think that this also comes down to the managers as well? I'll give an example. Kai Havertz. My intuition or my everything about like this
Yeah,
guy is lazy, doesn't track effort. But when you take him out, what is wrong? So as I was saying before I got to this, when you, like I was saying, Kai Havertz, if you take, you know how Kai Havertz was in
yeah.
Chelsea, how he was in Chelsea, it looked like he was lazy, it looked like he was very lackadaisical. And you know, we mentioned something earlier that sometimes environment changes how you actually play. Now look at Kai Havertz in the Arsenal team. This guy is the one that is doing the most tracking back. And I'm like, whoa! So you have this in your game all along. And I think that sometimes culture and environment also affect a player. So
Yeah, fair enough.
a lot
But
of things that we can say. I mean, Bruno is
yeah,
always sulking. If I see like Captain sulking, you think I would not want to do the same thing too? I mean, it rubs off on
but
on this thing.
Bruno tracks
Only
back.
guys express
That's the
it.
thing.
Like,
Bruno is one of the hardest working players in their team. Bruno tracks a lot. He might complain about the referee. He might be sulking at his teammates, but Bruno runs. Anyway, this is not. I'm not defending United. How can I even be defending United? I mean, screw United. I beg. Please, let's move on. How can I be defending United players? That's a shame on me as a Liverpool fan. Okay, final comment from Ayo. Before I don't think Ayo really gets what you're saying, Prince Ewa, but I'll just round up on this. So you're saying that the reason why Declan Rice slotted easily is because Arsenal become a very good team. If Rice came 3 seasons ago, it does not have the same level of impact. But I'm not below the point. I don't think Ayo is getting what you're saying. So what I think you're saying is it's fine to buy from outside, but if you're going to buy from outside, be ready to give them settling in period because it's obvious. Right? I mean, like Saliba, like you said, Saliba had to go away for 2 years to settle in. Even Gabriel did not settle in straight away. So yeah, if you want to buy from outside, then be ready to give them settling period. That's what you're trying to say. So we'll just move on from that. Ayo says, I am fine with Rashford. He had a bad season like the whole team, but it's an easy target. Tracking back 10 is BS. It's part of the tactics. Fair enough. I mean, like I said, I like Rashford. I think he gets over the top criticism, but I mean, most United fans want him gone. They say it's dead food, all of that. But I'm done defending the United player. We're going to the last topic. The last topic of today, non-football topic. So we're talking documentaries. Sorry, let me take off that comment. Oops. Take off the comment and then we just talk about documentaries. We'll come to you, Otto. So it doesn't have to be a football documentary. I mean, it can be a documentary. Because, I mean, basically, it must not be a football documentary because this is non-football topic. So no football documentaries allowed. So what's the best or the craziest documentary you've watched, maybe recently or in time past? And let us know.
Who will start, Prince or myself?
You, Otto. Yeah, okay. We'll start with you.
Jeffrey Einstein, Filthy Rich. That's crazy.
Where? On Netflix or where?
On Netflix. Oh, you know who Jeffrey Einstein is, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We know. Yeah.
His documentary is, and they didn't allow a lot of stuff to be discovered there, but a lot of people went to that. A lot of people went to that island. People with power, presidents, including United States. That documentary was crazy. Wow. That's one of the most crazy. After the FIFA one, that's the one.
Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, well, I know his background. I didn't watch the documentary because I just knew the stories associated with him, the controversies.
Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. You'll find
Filthy Rich
name and you'll see it. It's
fantastic.
Unreal.
Okay, thanks for that. Thanks for the recommendation. Prince AY, any tips for us? Any documentary that you think we should watch if we've not watched?
I mean, for me, I don't watch documentaries as much, but for me, I would just say a movie that I watched recently that just kind of just struck my head was the Shang-Chi Redemption. It's a 1994 movie. I don't think anyone has seen it, but it's a very, very old classic movie. And
you underestimate us so much. You see, you don't think anybody has seen it. You think we're 20-year-old boys here.
But yeah, I went for a movie night thinking we were going to watch some of these latest classic, latest movies and stuff. So, you know what, we're watching a classic. I'm like, wait, what, classic? And I went all the way to 1994, the Shang-Chi. Then I was like, okay, I'm also going to give this a try. Because for me, I don't really care what year the movie was. As long as it's good, And I was like, register, okay, let me see. And I watched it. I'm like, wow, this was good use of my 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was well written, and there were really, really valuable lessons that you can take out of that
Yeah.
movie for me, like real life lessons. How you don't underestimate someone really. And then also, the movie also pointed out the value of friendships. Like it really did point out value of friendship for me. One of the acts. I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's
It's one of the greatest movies of all time. That's why I'm laughing. How would you say you don't know what Shawshank Redemption? It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Is it good or not? I don't usually like. For me, I don't like to. I think for me, I have a thing that where if a movie is too glamorized, I just lose interest. Like up to tomorrow, I haven't seen Star Wars. I haven't seen Prison Break just because of how people talked about it. I haven't seen what was this one? This chemical one that has to do with chemicals.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Thank you.
Bad. Oh, you're missing out. Breaking Bad. You're missing out on that one. But I mean, Star Wars and the other ones, I don't really, I've not watched those ones too. But I didn't watch Prison Break either. I think just because I'm like you, because they talked so much about Prison Break, I just said I'm not going to watch it. I
don't anymore. Like people rave about it.
But Breaking Bad is actually good. Breaking Bad is actually good. Well, based on Shawshank was, fantastic movie. It was one of the greatest films. And the funny thing is, I don't know, Stephen King, like the guy who writes horror, he writes horror books. He's the one who wrote that book. It's based on the book that he wrote. And it's so you'll be like, wow.
That was actually based on the book.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Shawshank Redemption. It's a book.
If you watch the movie, you think that it was actually based on a real life story.
No.
Oh wow. I didn't know that. I just went there just did the movie and then just came back. Like,
no, it was good. It was good. Well, for me, the craziest documentary I've seen maybe in the last few years was the one. It's on Netflix also. It's Making a Murderer. Like it's one of those murder cases that like there's so much stuff going on in it, and it got so famous. I think the guy that was involved, they were even advocating for him to get a pardon from Donald Trump, and it got that high that it felt like it was going to happen. I was going to get a pardon because all the stuff. It's just like it's been framed. He didn't do it, but then you start watching it and you're thinking maybe he did it, or maybe and they roped his nephew into. You just have to say it's one of the craziest documentaries. There are two parts of it, and when Trump was president, it got that the popularity of the show was so high, and people were so adamant that these guys, said they were trying to get him to get a pardon, so they'll put him out of jail. But I think he's still in jail. Unfortunately, I think the case is still going. So it was a crazy Making a Murderer, and it's similar to one I finished recently. There's one called The Jinx. The Jinx is also, I think it's on HBO. It won't be on Netflix. It's also similar, but it's like the opposite way. You're watching it and you're thinking, what the hell? Like, how did this happen? It's also 2 seasons of that. They just finished the 2nd season. And there are not many episodes. They're usually like 5 or 6 episodes, each of this. So those were my favorites, or the craziest documentaries I've watched. I think we've come to the end of the podcast today. We've done a very good round. You were saying Shawshank Redemption, but figure that out. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining in the comments. Thank you, Ayo, Ogakwame, Keiza, Ayo. Thank you, Okechukwu, for popping in earlier. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for joining us. Champion of Europe, Ala Madrid, Otto. How have you been celebrating? Let's just end on that.
We've been celebrating with our friends in 2 weeks because the majority of my friends that were together couldn't make it yesterday to the game where we watched it. So they all were in different places, and some were out of the country. So we had to, like, without watching a game, just celebrate it. But happy to see one more year, and definitely we celebrated just watching those games. And we enjoyed it. And I want to make a comment of the list of the champions. Madrid had 15. The second place is AC Milan with 7.
7. Yeah.
Bayern have 6. The same amount of
Liverpool.
Luka Modric and
Yeah.
Tony Kroos. Liverpool have 6,
Yeah.
and Barcelona have 5. So Luka Modric and Toni Kroos have more than Barcelona. Imagine that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's pretty much it. I mean, to
Yeah.
count all those.
Ancelotti has 5, and that's the same as the whole of Barcelona. the Barcelona history is crazy.
What you were saying,
Yeah.
Prince, when you were doing this, what you were saying, Prince.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, let me just take the final comment from Ayo. Ayo says his favorite documentary, or the craziest documentary, is Who Killed Malcolm X. Okay, I need to check that out. Yeah, I need to check that out because I'm interested in those kind of unresolved murders, basically assassination. Who killed them, basically. So, Prince AY, any final thoughts? And do you have anything to plug? I mean, before we round up, do you have anything to plug? Twitter handle, social media, whatever.
For now, they're still on that construction. I'm trying to rebrand myself and re-strategize so that next season I come fully loaded. So for now, they're still on that construction.
We have heard this before.
I still want
no problem.
Okay. Apart from that, all I'll just say is Vamos Madrid. Like my younger brother is a Madrid fan, so
Allow Madrid.
That's the only
Another day, I will translate everything we say in the hymn. All right, I will translate. Yeah, I got it all in my heart, but I haven't translated, so I will translate it for you guys next time.
No problem. Thank you, guys. All right. Thanks. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.